So why would there have been any reason for doing this? You're looking at an environment where you have a large number of not-for-profit agencies from Northeast Ohio and shrinking resources to support them in their activities, with a need to take care of more people better, particularly in a recessionary time, and the resources not being there.
I don't believe there was one single reason that this program got started. It really was a combination of things from the funders' perspective that brought us together. The Human Services Restructuring Project was really created because many of the funders whom I represent were noticing that there was a great deal of duplication, demand for resources.
The reality is this, and it's financially troubling hard times. So when the economy takes its plunge as it does, everybody takes a hit, including the funders. So when the funders ask you to get together and talk about collaboration and talk about potentially merging or doing something to save money, you do that. It's the elephant in the room that says, why don't you start to talk with other agencies and see what happens?
I was the executive director of Bellflower Center for Prevention of Child Abuse. We're a small organization, about $1 million. We provide excellent outpatient mental health and other services in the community, but because of our size, we really didn't see that we could take advantage of opportunities and funding and in other areas. So we were very interested in what the funders had to say at the funders meeting.
We get by with a little help from our friends, and so sometimes we need for various purposes to have more people around the table.
As it turned out, our first meetings when the negotiators met from both organizations, it was clearly a match. We felt very good about each other, at least I can say for myself. I felt very good about the board members from East City, and we felt that this was the right thing to do.
For us, it was a merger of strength versus a merger of duplicity. So ours was relatively simple. We didn't have a whole lot of roadblocks or people that had to leave the organization or things or holes we had to fill, because we found that on one side, an agency that was strong on one side, maybe it was weak on the other. And so we could, again, combined, we could do more together than we could do separately.
If we end up catalyzing the idea of restructuring, that is, providing education so people have an idea that maybe this makes some sense and how it might make sense to their organization, and then provide actual support for organizations who might be ready to actually work through that process of restructuring. It might end up, one, providing an environment where there were some larger agencies who had greater capacity to do more. Two, there might be an opportunity to reduce some costs, although as consultants, we cautioned the funding community that was not going to be the main event here. And three, there'd be ultimately the opportunity to provide better quality of services for those who are in need in Northeast Ohio.